Let's get back on the horse. Let's get to work right now. We start Thursday, September 23rd. 8:20 p.m. Eastern, Carolina Panthers at Houston Texans. Birdie today on our Betting with the Bag show, or Low Shack in the Bag on Tuesday, said Carolina Panthers first half -4, and I looked at it all day. I stared at it all day. I came close all day to pulling the trigger, but I did not. We're at Energy Stadium in Houston, Texas. Start with the Panthers. Darnold. Actually, let's start with the market. Let's start with the market and then move over to everything else. Carolina opening up as 7-point favorites. Now we have 8s on the board. Birdie said that first half wouldn't last a -4. It's still there, but Heritage just moved it to 4.5. So I think he's right. I think by morning we'll see 4.5s on that first half. Let's take a look at the cash flow. We have 10,768 tickets in, 80% of the tickets, 82% of the cash on the spread on the Panthers. Then 45% of the tickets, 48% of the cash on the under. So very mixed there. The spread is now up to 8 at some books, and this total opened up at 43.5. And there's a couple books that have dropped to the hook down to 43. Dommy Gun Ricci says, I've been preaching Darnold for a year. Darnold, 26 for 38, 305 yards, 2 touchdowns, 1 interception in that very convincing 26-7 win at home over the Saints. Panthers racked up 383 yards, 28 first downs to the Saints 6. McCaffrey ran 24 times for 72 yards, caught 5 passes for 65 yards. DJ Moore led receivers with 8 catches for 79 yards. Carolina's defense completely shut down Kamara, 5 yards for Kamara on 8 carries. Carolina has now outscored its 2 opponents 33-0 in the opening half. And this first half -4 is staring at us. The Panthers have 10 sacks, 3 picks through 2 weeks. They're 2-0 for the first time since 2017, the last time they made the playoffs. And Pat Elflein their left guard left in the second quarter with a hamstring injury. He was replaced by Dennis Daly. But other than that, this is a healthy group. A very healthy group. Texans coming off a 31-21 loss at Cleveland. They were tied at halftime, moving the ball very comfortably under Tyrod Taylor's leadership. He hurts his hamstring. He was 10-11 for 125 yards, 1 touchdown, 0 interceptions. And now it's Davis Mills' time. His first NFL action. He threw an interception on the second series. He did throw a 2-yard TD pass to Brandon Cooks. He ended up 8 for 18 for 102 yards, 1 touchdown, 1 interception. Brandon Cooks looked dangerous all game, 9 catches for 78 yards. But he was the only wideout with more than 1 catch, which is a problem. Mark Ingram did not look very good, 14 runs for 41 yards. Nico Collins, wide receiver shoulder injury, got hurt in the first quarter, didn't return, won't be available on Thursday. Safety Eric Murray, who had a concussion, is not on the injury report. Wide receiver Danny Amendola, hamstring listed as doubtful. Cornerback Terrence Mitchell is in concussion protocol. Safety Justin Reed was a limited participant today in practice, but he hurt his lower leg, and it looks like he'll be good to go. Here we go, the Thursday nighter. Bebsie, what do you think of Panthers first half? What do you think of the total? How are you going to attack this game? Are you going to attack this game?
I think I like that look, the Panthers first half, but I don't know. I think I've been pretty vocal about how I feel about Thursday night games. I hate them. I hate Thursday night football. I want Thursday night football banned from the league. I hate it. But look, I bet against the Panthers last week, but it wasn't because I didn't like the Panthers so much as how much I like the Saints. But damn, was I wrong. Horribly wrong. Jameis Winston came crashing back down to earth. And I forget who said it in the chat that they've been backing Sam Darnold for a year. Good. We talked a lot about Sam Darnold. We've talked on the show. We've talked off the show. I like Sam Darnold. I'm happy to see him getting a fresh start here. I hope this continues, but I'm not going to bet a road team on a Thursday first half. I'm not going to touch Thursday anyways, but that would be my apprehension there. But, you got Davis Mills, a big rookie quarterback, staring at you in the face. A much better team. Look, Houston, I know you like what Nick Caserio's done there. And I know that you think they're better than they are, and they might be. You might be right, and I agree with you on a lot of those points. I just still think Houston is one of those talent depleted teams. So this is, man, it's ripe for the taking. I like that idea. I like that action. It's hard not to agree with Birdie. He's an absolute beauty of a capper. So I get it. I'm off it. It's Thursday. I understand the intrigue, though. You muted, Jimmy.
Sorry, I got little baby sucking titty action in the background. Let's talk about Davis Mills. What was your feeling with him as Stanford's quarterback? Do you think that he would be some quarterbacks when they don't know they're going in? Some young quarterbacks, I like it. You know, they don't have to have the pressure on them all week. Some, when they have that pressure all week, knowing that they're starting. Now, this is just 3 days of pressure because it's Thursday nighter, but all eyes are going to be on him. How do you think he will handle that?
I mean, I have to have a little bit of faith in Davis Mills. This is a guy who was, a top recruit coming out of high school, who's had nothing but injury problems. So he's overcome a lot already. I kind of trust a guy like that. He was a prototypical looking quarterback, and I think he was drafted as a possible project. I don't think anybody was expecting him to start week 3, including himself. I don't think he's going to buckle under the pressure. I just don't know if he's there yet as a player. He didn't have a ton of playing time in college because of the injuries. And here he is, week 3, starting a very good team. And look, they're probably going to blitz the absolute hell out.
If you had a choice between the Panthers first half -4 or the Panthers full game -7.5, what would you bet?
I'd take the first half just because of the way the Panthers have stormed out of the gate. And yeah, I think it's going to be a rough start for Houston at home, even though it's at home on a short week.
And this defense from the Texans didn't look quite as good in the loss at Cleveland, but I've been very impressed with. And this is the main reason why I love what Casario's done. Do you think there's a chance that the Texans can hold the Panthers down a little bit? What do you think of this total coming at 43.5 down to 43?
Look, low totals on Thursday nights make a ton of sense. This is no different. You just have less time to put together a game plan. Now, fortunately for the Carolina Panthers, as I said before, they're not going up against a juggernaut of a team. I agree with you. I like what Casario's done. But still, when you look up and down that roster, you see a couple of solid players. You see a couple of ghosts, former selves. And then you see guys and you're like, when the hell did this guy come into the league? There's a lot to be desired. I don't think they hold them down much, but I don't think Carolina needs to do much to beat them. I don't see them generating a ton of offense this week. So Thursday night, low score. I would still lean towards the under on this one.
Houston Texans team total is sitting at 16.5 at Bet365, juice to the under. This feels like the Broncos going into Jacksonville last week, where they didn't need to flex muscles. They didn't need to push it. They were playing without Jerry Jeudy. Let's just take this 23-13 win and hit the showers. So I think that the under has to be in play. And I think that of the unders, Texans team total under would probably be my preference.
I think in order to hit the over, you'd have to be expecting Davis Mills and that not great offense to at least throw up 17 of their own, which I don't see. I don't know if I see that happening.
Agreed. So, with Davis Mills, are we going to be concerned about pick sixes? Are we going to be concerned about quick scores in that range? Would I feel more comfortable with the Texans team total under 16.5 rather than the game under 43? I think so. So I think I lean right now towards Panthers first half and Texans team total under 16.5. The issue is if I feel like the Panthers, I do not want to double up here. And if I feel like the Panthers are that much better than the Texans, why wouldn't I give myself 60 minutes instead of the 30 minutes? And I'm sort of leaning towards that angle.
I get it. I completely get it. I mean, over 60 minutes, the better team could settle down. Look, if it was a first half bet with the Broncos game that you just brought up on the weekend, I don't think you would have hit it. I can't remember, but I think the Jags were close at the half. And then full game, yeah, they took over. They're the better team. So they're just looking at that. There's also, I don't know, it feels like the Panthers are going to start riding high right now.
Yeah, I agree. I agree. And but I don't think they need to do too much. And these spots right now, we have 80 and 80. What was it? 80 and 82% of the cash on the Panthers. I mean, that number is going to go up, and that makes me feel very uncomfortable. We've been going against the public quite a bit in the first 2 weeks of the season. JT says Texans team total under is the best look. Domigan says, what's the Panthers team total? It's at 26.5 right now. So let's not sit here and dwell on this decision. I'll make it after the show, but certainly Texans team total under 16.5 and the Panthers, whether that being a first half or a full game, I expect will be on my card. And the difference between 7.5 and 8 is not too big of a deal to me. Nutflush Allen says they have Cowboys on deck, lay off the throttle. Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. JT says McCaff could have 4 touchdowns. Yeah, lay off the throttle, meaning back to Panthers first half. But the Texans team total under, I think it'll be a ball control, safe. You know what Teddy's not there anymore. You know what Sam Darnold will have to do is just play clean football, just like what Mac Jones did against the Jets this week. Just don't make any mistakes and comfortably take care of business. All right, let's move on to Sunday. That was your Thursday nighter. We got Maxwell Smart in the house. And Dennis Crosby says, what about McCaffrey over rushing yards, 83.5? I tell you what, if I was up 20 points in the second half, I would not give the ball to McCaffrey at all. I'd have him resting on the sidelines.
Yeah, I wouldn't touch McCaffrey's props in this one just for that exact reason, Jimmy. Like, why, especially with the injuries he's had, why would you possibly chance him? I don't think you see a ton of them in this game.
Dan Kelly is a good, nice final point. And those of you who don't know Dan Kelly, he's just so fortunate to cap with a capper like this. And he says, just from a math standpoint, it always seemed to me that a full game 8-point number is not equal to 4 points at the half. If you have to go with the fave first half and dog full game. All right, we're going to move on, and I will make moves on the Panthers, but just a simple play, I think, on the first half, and the Texans team total under 16.5. Too bad we can't get that 17. But, we talked about, Babano talked about 17 being the crucial number for the Jets team total under that I was on because I got 17.5, and that was not needed.